A voice cries, in the wilderness, prepare the way of the Lord. Make straight in the desert a highway for our God. Every valley shall be lifted up, every mountain and hill be made low. The uneven ground shall become level, and the rough places a plain. And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. Amen. Good morning. As you can see, we got Mr. Clint here this morning, so here he is.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. This isn't Bob Roy, that's Wednesday. I'm sorry. Okay. A while back, we teachers went to teacher school for a couple of hours. And in addition to learning that I should walk around the classroom and more effectively engage and assess you students, I learned that everything has to be put into a context in order to be understood. Well, first, I don't expect you to understand any of the following since I don't understand it myself. And second, keep this context in mind regarding my chapel presentation this morning. This is performance art. And if you don't know what that is, I don't know either. It just is. I'm crazy, sometimes more crazy than others. And I'm not going to do anything any crazier than I have already done on this stage at some point. Okay. As some may know, I was given the opportunity to attend Burning Man earlier this year. This opportunity was made possible by a grant called the NEXT Fund, which is available to all faculty members who have been here at WED at least 4 years. The grant is given by members of the class of 1967. The description provided by Marion Mark said, "No limit shall be placed on a non-traditional application by the school, and scholarships shall be awarded based upon merit of tenure and the creativeness of the program to be funded if such program is deemed potentially rewarding for future instruction. Be it underwater basket weaving, deep-sea diving, aerial photography, or documentary production, applied programs must show creativity and potential." So I wrote up a little proposal that started out by saying that I would like to experience Burning Man, and part of it stated, "I have wanted to attend this event for many years, but it is consistently scheduled during the beginning of school. In the past, I thought it would be too selfish to ask for leave time to attend, but this grant would allow me to somehow officialize the opportunity. I don't think anyone else applied." And this was the first year of the grant. I think that helped my odds quite a bit. My proposal was approved, and I am very grateful. The effects and creative activity surrounding the Burning Man opportunity and experience have been nearly continual since last January. That's when Mr. Rupley very quietly told me that my proposal had been approved. And in that same breath, he asked me if I planned to go naked. Now, if you think that's weird, then keep in mind that when I returned from Burning Man, one of the first things Mr. Kalp asked me was if I went naked. Well, my friends, they were joking, I think. But I will tell you right now that I didn't get any more naked at Burning Man than I plan on getting later this morning. But the thing is, we're all naked right now, underneath our clothes. Think about that the next time you come up with your declamation. Now, you may be thinking, what in the world is going on here? What is this Burning Man thing? And yes, this presents me with quite a dilemma. How can I attempt to, or even begin to explain within the very limited time allotted this morning, or ever, an experience that has actually been personally evolving for over 30 years? Well, I can't. I have a hard time limiting my focus in all my chapel presentations and just tend to cram them full of incoherence. And Burning Man, listen, I was there for 12 days around Labor Day. I worked on projects for it all summer. I've been thinking about it ever since, and I still haven't been able to crystallize my thoughts into an understandable narrative. So I'm just going to do what I do this morning, and if you want more details, please just ask me or email me. Email me is better, Quinn@webschool.com. I can send you the links to stuff. I do hope to have a spiffy slide video show soon, but it's taken forever to edit. And I have a lot of unorganized pictures and videos and this long audio talk that I put together as I was driving back from visiting my sister in Alabama. It's a ramble, it's a ramble, it's a ramble. But I don't have time that I need to somehow relate how I think we are all creative in creating manifestations and to tell you of my eternal quest for truth and my feelings of betrayal by my religious upbringing and my neurotransmitters and how my ego always gets in the way and how I want to somehow balance my need for attention with humility and how I think we should all be open and honest, as painful as it may be, and recognize and appreciate each other for exactly who we are. But it's impossible because most of us don't even know who we are, and if we do, we may be afraid that we will be rejected if we express it, and how it seems so strange to me that human goodness so often goes unrecognized because it is blocked by some kind of cultural, religious, social, or moral filter. But for now, I'm just going to feed you some information and do a performance and not expect you to understand a thing. But you can think about it if you want to. First, I want to remind us of Webb's enduring understandings. We faculty talked about these things last year and adopted them as a whole. They read as follows. Integrity is a cornerstone of a flourishing life and community. Learning is an enjoyable and ongoing process. Respect for self and others is essential to a harmonious society. Self-discipline and autonomy are essential to success. Each person has unique gifts and capacities and a responsibility to develop them. Each person shares the responsibility and honor of serving others. And then we threw in a little extra statement that says, while Webb has evolved from a Judeo-Christian heritage and affirms and expects students to uphold the common values of our traditions, Webb embraces and respects differences in religious backgrounds. I want you to keep that in mind as I give you some brief information about Burning Man, which I've taken and edited from the official Burning Man website. Trying to explain what Burning Man is to someone who has never been to the event is a bit like trying to explain what a particular color looks like to someone who is blind. Once a year, tens of thousands of participants gather to create Black Rock City in Nevada's Black Rock Desert, dedicated to community, art, self-expression, and self-reliance. They depart 1 week later, having left no trace whatsoever. Our intention is to generate society that connects each individual to his or her creative powers, to participation in community, to the larger realm of civic life, and to the even greater world of nature that exists beyond society. We believe that the experience of Burning Man can produce positive spiritual change in the world, and we will always burn the man. Now, the people who live in temporary community of Black Rock City are expected to be committed to the following 10 principles. 1, radical inclusion. Anyone can be a part of Burning Man. 2, gifting. Burning Man is devoted to acts of gifting without any expectation. Decommodification. In order to preserve the spirit of gifting, we resist the substitution of consumption, buying stuff, for participatory experience. This means absolutely no vending. Radical self-reliance. Burning Man encourages the individual to discover, exercise, and rely on his or her inner resources. Radical self-expression. Radical self-expression arises from the unique gifts of the individual. The giver should respect the rights and liberties of the recipient. Communal effort. Our community values creative cooperation and collaboration. Civic responsibility. We value civil society. Leaving no trace. Our community respects the environment. We are committed to leaving no physical trace of our activities wherever we gather. Participation. Our community is committed to a radically participatory ethic. We believe that transformative change, whether in the individual or in society, can occur only through the medium of deeply personal participation. We achieve being through doing. Everyone is invited to work, everyone is invited to play, and we make the world real through actions that open the heart. A little bit like, don't be stand by. No, take a hand in the game. I only remember that part. Immediacy. Immediate experience is, in many ways, the most important touchstone of value in our culture.